Now, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, better known as NELFUND, has issued a critical warning to students, parents, and guardians to be wary of a fake student loan portal currently making rounds online. According to a statement released on Monday by Mrs. Oseyemi Oluwatuyi, NELFUND's Director of Strategic Communications, this fraudulent message falsely claims that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered the reopening of the NELFUND student loan application portal. Now, Mrs. Oluwatuyi stressed unequivocally that the message is false and the website being circulated is fake. Now, she urged the public not to fall for it, emphasizing that the only official application portal is the one recommended by the NELFUND body. Now, she further warned against submitting personal or financial information on unverified websites and advised students to only follow the verified NELFUND social media platforms. Now, Mrs. Oluwatuyi also reiterated NELFUND's commitment to transparency, fairness, and safety in the disbursement process. Now, let's dive deeper into this issue. The NELFUND scheme was signed into law in June 2023 as part of the Student Loan Act under the Tinubu's administration. Now, this loan, it helps to provide interest-free loans to indigent Nigerian students. But since inception, this fund has attracted not just hopeful students, but fraudsters and controversy as well. Today, we are joined by a seasoned journalist who needs no introduction in the media landscape, a voice of reason and facts. Please make welcome Mr. Muhammad Mansour Ibrahim. So good day, Mr. Muhammad, and welcome to today's Qalam News Analysis.
Good. Thank you. And, our listeners, thank you, and hope you're enjoying our analysis. Thank you for being there with us.
All right, thank you very much for joining us on today's news analysis as well. Now, let's analyze why this scam is dangerous. First, we know it preys on urgency. Students have been eagerly waiting for this NELFUND portal to reopen. Many students are financially stranded, and this loan was seen as a lifesaver. So when messages start circulating that, President Tinubu has directed the reopening, it is a bait people want to believe. Now, this is not just an online prank, it is a trap. Once a student clicks and imputes their BVN or their personal data, their identity and financial information is exposed. Now, Mr. Mansour, are Nigerian students digitally literate enough to detect such fraud? Because we know that we'll be talking about literacy, digital literacy over the time and in some aspects of our conversation. But do you think Nigerian students are digitally literate enough to spot this kind of funds or frauds?
If you're talking of fraudsters are everywhere. They are not.
Okay.
Openly, frankly. Why? Because most Nigerian students rely mostly on online information, and most of these informations are those that thrill them. Those guys you call Gen Z, they don't like reading. Do you know why they are prone to fraudsters? Because they don't listen to news. They don't even know the mainstream news. They don't know where to gather information. When I was in my former place of this thing, the environment, anytime there's information, you say, what did you hear? If you don't tell them, if you tell them on that medium, other than the medium there I work, you understand, they will say, it's not reliable. You understand? Because that is the belief. What am I trying to say is that the federal government has a medium. We have FRCN, Federal Corporation of Nigeria. We have NTA. We have other private media like TVC. You understand? All of any information, any policy of the government must come through this place. You understand? So, but everything want to rely. Even then, when you want to verify information, the first thing you do is to Google it. Yeah. And the date. You ask the person that gave you the information, is it true that they've... You understand? But I must tell you, the major challenge the students are facing is the lack. They don't read. They don't follow, because, they don't follow trending issues. They don't even know what the government is all about. So they only rely on them say. So while you are relying on them say, that is the social media aspect of it, actually, definitely you don't get what you want. That is the challenge they are facing. So they'll be prone to fraudsters.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I tell you, no, they are not aware. Not that they are not, they have their phones, but they are digitally illiterate.
Yeah.
They are digital in their own sense. They believe they know they solve the phone, but what we're supposed to solve for in the internet,
they don't make it a priority.
They don't make it a priority. That's the problem.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, as a follow-up to that question or to your answer, now, do you think cybersecurity education should be made compulsory in tertiary institutions? Now, we've talked about literacy, and now you've talked about these Gen Zs. They are not, they are digital illiterate. Now, do you think cybersecurity should be taught in our tertiary institutions?
Yeah, an aspect of it, particularly the issue that has to do with how we handle the way we do in general studies, an aspect, it should be inculcated. It shouldn't be a course. You understand? Just to be a subsection, like when you go to general studies, they teach of the library, how to catalog, how to, you understand? All these things. So same thing. Part of the general studies, students should be, because everything you know in life now, it has gone e-library, e-medicine, e-learning, e-commerce, e-banking, even
buying too.
Buying and selling, it's already e-commerce, e-agric. You understand? So I think it's high time we key in, because the level of our ICT, particularly at the tertiary level, is questionable, because there is no background. Most of us, we just jam the handset. We're supposed to even taught how to use the handset. What are the features? But some of us just buy a handset. We don't even know its use. For instance, there are media-oriented handsets, but you see somebody buy it, it's very expensive. But somebody will buy it, it's not using it for anything.
Just for selfies.
You understand? But why the people who uses them for business and need them for such? Any handset that is between 250,000 up to ₦1 million is for social media. You understand? It has all the features. Nothing you can do with it. But some of them don't know how to make money with it. Rather, they know how to watch useless films. You understand? Make unnecessary noise. No? So I think it's high time, like you said, there's need for education.
Okay, now let's go through the stormy journey of NELFUND since inception. Now, in June 2023, the Student Loan Act was signed into law. That's since 2023, and in October 2023, the federal government announced readiness for disbursement. Then coming to January 2024, we saw the application platform stalls amid technical delays, and coming to April 2024, we saw the official portal opened briefly for students to apply. And in May 2024, also, as of last year, several students complained of glitches, or lack of response, and no actual disbursement. And that has been on since last year till now. And now we're in July 2025, and this issue persists. And now we've seen that even the fraudsters have hijacked this platform to, to fraud these students or unsuspecting parents or students when it comes to this issue of loan. So this delay, it has led to should I say rising skepticism. Now the fraudsters have found a loophole to operate. Now the question I have regarding this is, should NELFUND have done more public sensitization earlier, as a means to prepare students against such scams?
It still boils down to our earlier question.
Yeah, that digital literacy. But when it comes to this one, we know that NELFUND
even the students are scammers. Some of them are scammers. The information they are given is not in tandem with what they have in their biodata, their official biodata.
Okay.
For instance, what you have in your BVN or you have your NIN is not what you are supplying. And this is a portal that is linked with National Identity Management, NIN. You understand? So if you provide data that are conflicting, definitely you'll be thrown out. These are some of the information because it has to do with your real original biodata. Because first of all, you have a handset that reads your biodata. You have the NIN,
the BVN also.
BVN. Then you also have
maybe your passport.
Beside the passport, let me tell you where the information is. What you use to register, the name you are bearing in school, is different from the name in your NIN. That one will complain to give them problem. Then the name, what you are using in the bank is different from what you have in your NIN. It will complain because the account you supply, you understand, account details you supply will complete. Definitely there will be verification. So because of the exigency of the war, most of them cannot just be thrown out. They have to pile them, maybe return them to the school for verification. But in reality, most at times, it is the students themselves that are causing this thing for make it very, yeah.
Okay. Now, we know that we as a media organization, we are very open, or we always verify information before we come online, or before we go online, or we come on air to talk about it. Now, we want to talk about the media aspect. In this digital age, misinformation spreads faster than facts. Now, a cleverly worded fake message with even a presidential name tag can go viral within minutes. Most media outlets must rise to the task. Yeah, we know there are media outlets that are very sensitive and always verify or fact check information before they air or publish it. Now, every outlet, including ours, like I said, here at Qalam, we must verify before reporting, and thank God we know, and I know we are doing that. But if this had gone unchecked, many poor students might have fallen victims. Well, for now, we do not know the statistics of how many students have fallen victims, or if anyone at all have applied for that kind of, or falling for that kind of scam. Now, how can media platforms, partner with government agencies like NELFUND to deliver timely, fact-checked information, especially in emergency situations like this?
All the government establishments have media unit. They are PRO, they are information managers, and they deal with major media. That's why I tell you, the fault is from the students who rely solely on their Yahoo handset information. They don't know where they should get information, or they even know they don't take them serious. They feel, you see, so a student who was supposed to be listening to Nigerian news. Since I was born, I must tell you, you don't bring anything foreign news and it traces me, except if the foreign news has link with
what you have.
You understand? I listen to my local news. What happens around me, not what you see them. They be watching football. No matches that will be played even next year, but they don't even have information about who is the personal presidential aide or special assistant to the president on students matter, who was invariably to be held responsible for this type of information. Not even the minister, because the president or even the governor pick young people who are student-oriented as their aides, who lies between them and the students. So when you have problems, those are people you relay information to, who invariably can have access to even any of the ministers or even the PAMSEC of such ministries. But how many of us know all these things? We are not even interested in the politics. So that's why we are wasting. The youth don't even participate in politics. They don't care to know. The only when somebody
entertainment news,
music, and all the rest of them. But nobody wants information. They don't even know where the country is going. And every day they keep telling us, youths are the leaders of tomorrow. How many of the youths know how to sing even the present national anthem. Some of us in the 70s, that was when this national anthem was sung, and we still have it. But it's sung in their own generation now, they can't even sing it.
Well, they'll tell you they are used to the old one.
There's a new order. The old order is you drop it. These are some of the things. But even on your interview, you are claiming you are a youth. On your interview, when you are going for an interview, the first thing they will ask you, can you bring your loyalty, particularly in federal government jobs? They can just tell you, okay, say the first stanza of the national anthem. Yes. You say, okay, they didn't teach you your old one. Automatically, you have failed. Oh. So as a youth, as a student, you should be inquisitive. There are times there are no handsets.
Yeah, of course.
But we always glued to the TV. Even when we hear the bang of the news, they have a bang.
Especially then growing up, when it's time for 9 p.m. NTA news, we just come and
what brought me to radio today is every morning, 7 a.m., I listen to FRCN. Then I used to listen to Jim Lawson Madweke, Nani Onomonu. I don't know that they're still alive. They don't know me. But I listen to the way they read their news. You understand? Casters, radio, I've never seen them. Because they were very fluent. I was not even in second, I was in primary school. I had a friend then. We even argue. I said, this afternoon it will be Jim Lawson, 4 p.m. This morning it was Nani Onomonu. You know? So these are the things. Ask our Gen Z, who are the casters in NTA? They don't know them. How much more now that we have, how many millions of radios, thousands of radio stations? Look at us here. How many youths have come here to even explore this opportunity? This radio is meant for them. It's in their hand. They don't even know it can listen to it in their hands.
We're even talking about students. We see that NSQ students too, well, most of them, when it comes to this kind of opportunity, they do not want to, should I say, all ends do not want to be on deck because I think they want to, well, I will have to explain it. They want something that is broader or something that they are used. You know, their mentality somehow is always glued to one certain aspect and they do not want to explore. Now, I think I heard something like, some will be brought to this place, but look at it now, we're not even seeing
since yesterday, they've not come.
student.
5 I have sent to the 2 came and up to now they've not come again. And this is academy. And that's to do with their life. So what are we talking about? Then you keep blaming government, keep blaming scammers. Is the desperation. You see, when we were small, we had one that source money to go to school by ourselves. It's not everything we go to our parents for. During holiday, we do menial jobs. How many students do menial jobs here? They'll be in school. What is bought 10 naira? They tell your father is 100 naira. I knew of a situation when I started university. I started with a diploma in the university. My first admission, my father asked me, you didn't give me a list of your textbooks. I said, we don't need textbooks. We have them in the library. And that is the truth.
For now, it's really compulsory. You must get a textbook from the lecturer.
Those are fraudsters now. Every lecturer that produced textbooks is a fraud. It's a fraudster. What is the libraries meant for? Federal government are providing for libraries. A lecturer, in fact, I fought a situation whereby lecturers were giving us handout. We send it up till now. There's no handout in that school. And it was my set. So what are we talking about? And what they are giving the students, is it enough? It's not a copyright. Something the student can just go to the internet and copy to. I think it's high time we fight this also. Why are they giving students textbooks? Buying books, 3,000. And if you have 6 courses, 7 courses, 8 courses, 14 courses, 3,000 times 14, and from parents.
Some are even more.
And the same lecturer will be crying that government is not doing well.
Corruption boils down to everyone in the society, of course.
Why you are exploiting? Exploitation. I think it's high time we start exposing all this exploitation and extortion and all the rest of them. Sex for marks, and we have to come in here and tell the world. So the students are the one who are exposing themselves to all these things. No, nowadays students, they don't even know what their right is. There's a student handbook,
of course,
where all the right and privileges of a student lies. And anytime you have a complaint, where you go. I know in those days, lecturer will tell you, don't go and report him. And when you report the lecturer, they will gang up against you. Report him, let them gang up. You fight them. Particularly when you know you are truthful. How many people were failed and they did not fail? They call for remarking. And when it's remarked, and they will skate through. So I think it's high time the students wake up. They are not in the digital world. They don't know what is happening. They only have expensive. The least a phone you see a student holding. Now, the least
150,000.
It's too small. People use the iPhone. iPhones.
There are some students who see use Android still.
Who said?
Yeah.
I beg. Even the Android you see is Type C, the most expensive one. Forget about that thing. And from parents, oh. Yeah. Then you won't. Most of them, I think they will give this money cash. They will not even go to school. Then you are saying there is a. Why won't they fall into fraudsters? Where would they have this type of thing? Yet you are better than. Look at everything in your table. I wonder why people like Tinubu will come up with this type of a thing. Most to even make them more lazy.
No. There are people, there are students actually who needs this loan, who have no one they can run to. Yes, they are doing many jobs. They are trying to sustain. They are trying to build their future, and along the line, it's not easy for them. Even if they work this many jobs, it's not always easy for them coping, especially with the economic situation in Nigeria. So, well, it is a recommendable one from Tinubu's administration. But then, if you say it should, you don't know why Tinubu really introduced this. Then
they should pay us our arrears. we have passed through when we are sweating, no water, no light. They should give us arrears for even going to school without. Because it's a right, not a privilege. From the government. So all these things, we were demanding for arrears. Those of us who finished school before now, that we didn't have this opportunity. Look at those that had opportunity, don't know what to use it for.
Sorry, but you're not really ashamed. You're saying this on the live program.
Ashamed of what? Am I in Nigeria?
You finished school more than 25 years ago, like
almost 30 years.
So if you're demanding the government,
they should. Yes, I will not part of. I will not part of it. Which are part of government is continuous. Look at the people who are supposed to enjoy. They don't even know what is given to them. It is what they don't know what is on ground. If I had gotten this, the rate of illiteracy people are experiencing now would have reduced to bare minimum. If it was in our time, because there people were crazy. You see somebody who drive from here who's going to Sokoto to go and look for admission. How many people travel now to go and look for admission? Even if you go there, you don't even get the admission. It's not guaranteed. Yeah. But look at the admission. Now, there is the UTME. You have options. If you write, if you university, you understand?
University, you have
and
you have College of Education.
You have to choose 3. So if this one didn't make the cut off, automatically that one will take you. Mm-hmm. So here, students are saying, no, I still blame them. They don't know how to use the internet, honestly. Let us be sincere. The problem, the fact is about, what we are talking about, the government has no fault here.
Okay.
Understand? Mm-hmm. Even though we know there will be some bureaucratic bottleneck, which is natural with governmental establishments. Yeah. But check the students. Let them push themselves. I told you the information they are providing are conflicting in most cases. Bank account will be conflicting with NIN. Then
their own personal details too.
Imagine.
I think we're talking about that story of your set. I think growing up, I stumbled upon my uncle's results, my uncles and aunties, and you just were saying A1, and I think that's how most of them got scholarship. As at that period, and they'd be like, someone came to the school to talk to the student, and then they did an exam from the old Niger Delta region. They emerged as the best positions and all of that, and then they were picked from their sets or from that region to be awarded a scholarship. And I think that was really kind of a nice initiative, but really, as at this point recently, we don't see. Well, we know there are people, there are establishment organizations who comes out to do this type of scholarship, but as a government, coming to the government, do you really think our government, do you think they are still, they really want to invest in this kind of initiative when it comes to awarding scholarships to students, especially from the secondary school levels?
Then actually there were scholarships. Even here they were. But the problem is that corruptions have pervaded the system. You understand? The student union, they were using the state associations and all the rest of them. And in those days, it wasn't the government that were doing it. It was a private individual. For instance, the way Dangote is now, you understand, Boa, there are certain people they are targeting. Or for instance, I think First Bank did that. They went to secondary school, get the best hands. You understand? Yeah. And they are training them now. They are young chap between 13 and 14. And they are the young managers that will take over immediately after. So they are in their institution. So they catch them young. Most institutions, most banks are doing that. You understand? It has never been, but government, because of its benevolent nature, welfare of this thing, they do it through the state associations. You understand? They give what they call bursary. You understand? But scholarship, it is mostly by professional organizations. Because don't forget, the nation is getting larger, the environment, we are getting bigger, and the demand is getting higher. So definitely, it has been, even some local governments does, but in that type you are talking about professionally, it is all these multinational conglomerates, NGOs, because of they have a targeted individuals they are looking for. This is what they do, but government don't do it any longer.
Okay. Now let's talk on. Well, I want to paint a picture first before I ask this question. Now, for those who do not really understand what we're talking about, let me paint a picture, a scenario, so you understand what we are clearly talking about on this NELFUND scheme that is ongoing. Now, let's say a 200 level student from Zamfara State sees a message that NELFUNDs at reopened. Then he logs on, he applies, imputes his BVNs and even other personal biodata and all of that, and then he waits. And after that, nothing comes. And 1 week later, money starts missing from his account, and that's how damaging the scam is. So we're not just talking about phishing emails. There are cloned websites with logos, with government tone and all the visual credibility, and a young, maybe desperate Nigerian student can fall into. So this is what we are trying to talk about on today's issue of the fake website or the fake loan scheme that fraudsters are now using to defraud students or unsuspecting parents or guardians. Now, Mr. Mansour, in this situation, how can we design student loan systems that are transparent? I know you talked about the NELFUND. They have this should I say information and media or PRO department. But in all of these, how can we design student loan systems that are transparent, that are secure, and also responsive to human needs, not just this bureaucratic approach in all of this?
Yes, even the one they established is transparent, because I know when it was being formed, there was the students argued there was no student representative. Okay. I think at last a student representative was added. That is one. Then the other thing was, the other thing I want to say is, in the school there's a desk officer.
Okay.
I'm sure there must be a desk officer in school where you report, you submit your form. You understand?
I think it was during that time when they were talking about, should I say, removing or cutting down on the loan they were sending to students. I think that's when this student body or student desk officer was established.
That one, even the students were supposed to organize themselves into a body to follow up. You understand? Yeah. Because what do you hear people talk about comrades? Comrades are people who are bedeviled with same problem, who are fighting same cause. Students should put their heads together. That's the essence of the student unionism. They have one cause. They should fight it through their student union. If they didn't get anything, they should report back to their student union. The student union should raise it up. They have a national body called NANS. They should go through it. That one should go straight to this thing. And they used to have meetings. So what are we telling ourselves? So I think the major challenge we are facing is that most of us don't even know our left from our right. Like I tell you, we just come to school. Some of us, school pass through us. We don't pass through the school, but we they pass through school. Yeah, so we try make school, we pass through school because we want to know everything. That's why we have to, we go play ball, we go do a lota, we go do a lota, all those things. So anything that is in the school, we go. Now let go, we know we'll take for inside school. So the issue is that the students, mostly is their fault.
Yeah.
They don't even know why they are even in school. Honestly.
They just want to get the certificate.
Yes, because as a student, immediately you leave your parents' house, your parents are your guardian.
Yeah.
Once you come to school, the school management,
they
become your guardians. That's why you see there's a level coordinator, there's a departmental head, there's a faculty head.
There's a student head also.
You understand?
Yeah.
Then even in your class, there's a student, a class rep.
Class rep.
You understand? Or a prefect, as the case may be. Then overall, you have the head of this institution. So you find that there are chains, and all these people are accessible. A student cannot go now that you want to see the rector of a school, they will deny him. Nobody. Because that is, it's a family. It's a system. Because he's the father of the school. So I see no reason why people should have challenges in this type of things. Let's assume about 200 of us applied and 50 got. What are you supposed to do? Because they are funding you through the school. And this is where the school also get money. What you do? You write to the school that through the school to the people. You understand? You write through the school to the people. To NELFUND, for instance. If I'm in Aochipoli, for instance, I will write through my rector to the director of NELFUND. Because the school should know that my money has not been reimbursed. And they will not reimburse you. They reimburse it the school. And the school will be eager to pursue it because it will increase their revenue base. I don't know what I'm saying. But most of the time we take it individually. That is why these things are happening. And this issue of scamming, yes, it's possible if you are not inquisitive. When you have this type of information, you go back to the student affairs department. And that is where I suspect this scheme is resided. There must be a desk officer in the student affairs department, like it is in NYC. There's a mobilization officer in the student affairs unit who sent your it's not your department that sent. Who sent your distinct, they call it student what officer? You understand?
Affairs division officer.
Yeah. So when you go there, sir, is it true that they've opened NELFUND have opened this thing? He will be the one to even confirm from them because he's the one liaising with them. But like I told you, we don't know the purpose of being students. We don't know why we even have our handset. We believe in all these fake news. Oh, Gifted send me information. This must be. Without verifying it, I start forwarding it. Ask her.
Where did you get it from?
You understand?
Yeah.
I saw a job application, job website that has to do with the federal government and top jobs. I have a friend who was working with a minister just last regime, about 6 months, a year and 6 months, and the guy is not doing anything. I just thought, let me share this thing with him. Immediately I forwarded it to him. The first thing he did, he forwarded it to the minister, former minister. The former minister, because he was a minister, he forwarded it to a minister in the district. And it has to do with Minister of Interior. What recruitment? Say, no, this is not their own. They are not doing any recruitment. That is how to make verification. If it's a government practice something, you send to any government official. Sir, you send to your HOD or then let them verify. If you don't know how to search it and authenticate it, because you are so desperate. Government website, according to what we are taught in Talking ICT, any government site that is not end with www.ng.gov is not.
True.
Inside /ng.gov, that is how it is. So how long will you continue to educate people? If there's no .gov.ng, just like the school, this thing, there must be edu.com.ng. If it's resided in Nigeria, they must have .ng.
Yeah.
So what are we telling ourselves? Those are the little lyrics, which ordinarily
The students should know.
they should know. But how many of them are listening? Here now you see them with the big earphone, they are listening to music, boom, boom, boom. So they're not even ready to learn. So they'll be promiscuous to all this type of these things. Scam. So it will be very difficult to control this because the government will always come out like they did now to denounce the proclamation. But in reality, like I said, to be on the safer side, as youth, we should be inquisitive.
Of course. Every Nigerian should be inquisitive.
I used to know in those days, we used to go to vendors, radios, newspaper vendors. The one they sold last week are the one we are going to, we call it Free Readers Association. Free readers, you see people sitting down. If you finish reading, you give me. We read all the papers. If we have money, we gather money to buy 20 naira, 10 naira, that was it. All those newspaper. You go to the vendor stand, newspaper stand. They'll give you the one that was last week because it's not displaying it. That means if the main company have not come to mop them up. So if you want to buy it, sell it for you at a cheaper rate. Where those papers were filing as our archives because those are the information we have. Old ones. How many people go to newspaper stand now? Even news, we don't look at major mainstream newspapers.
Yeah.
We prefer these corner news because of social media.
Yes.
Opportunity.
Is it digital water?
Gen Z. Anyway.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mansour. I truly appreciate this. Now, here's the big question for our audience today. Who should be held responsible when students fall victim to these fake loan sites? Is it the government? Is it the media? Is it the school? Or is it the individuals themselves? And now with cyber scams targeting students on the rise, should digital literacy be made a compulsory course in all Nigeria tertiary institutions? Send a voice recording and a voice note, call, text or send a WhatsApp message on our number on 081 0126 9753. Now we've been talking on what to do or what is going on, what has been happening, how is it affecting us, what is really going on in our society as regarding the NELFUND and student behaviors to accepting news, or how do they really follow the trend of mainstream media or the digital media, as the case may be. But in all of this, if we just talk and talk without preferring solutions, then the message is not clearly passed. Now, Mr. Mansour, welcome back. Now, how do you think students can really differentiate between this scamming website, and how can they really verify this is the scamming website or a scammer, and that of a, should I say, the official verified website?
Now, first of all, like you earlier on asked, they must work hand in hand with the school authority.
Okay.
Like I told you, there must be a desk officer.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called student liaison officer.
Okay.
Yes. So that one will be able to guide them. That is one. The other one is that, like we said also, that any government website, it must have .gov.ng.
Governor.ng, yeah.
Because that is hosted on the Nigerian web. So if it's not like that, then it's not a genuine website. Then the other one is that they should listen to mainstream media, particularly NTA, FRCN. Those are federal government handles. Even Twitter, they have Facebook, they are on social media. Follow their this thing. That's where you get information. Then other mainstream medias too. But majorly, if you need government information, follow federal government medias. This is where you get information. On the other side, they must be inquisitive. They should be inquisitive. They should inquire what is happening. Not mere seeing a site because you need money. No. Share with others. Ask questions. Not only share. Ask questions. Is this the correct site? Please help me check.
Confirm.
Yeah. To the extent to get to the real people. I must tell you, the bottom line of all this is their inability to follow the mainstream media. They are using social media, and the social media they are using this.
To pass away time, not even
that one. This one, I'm a friend send that now. I know feel like I know. You understand? So all these things. So I think that those are some of the little advice I would give to them.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mansour. Now, to add to that, students, just like you said, needs to double check every link before clicking. It is very important. Secondly, NELFUND on their own part too, I think they should launch an aggressive, awareness campaign on campuses. Not just, this is now a two-way factor. Students have their own role to play. Even the NELFUND too, they have theirs to play. And collaboration, just like you said, collaboration should be made between the student unions, between the media, even tech firms and the government even, so that this information that I shared is passed, and in that way they won't lose sight of the information, of the vital information that is being passed. And lastly, while we wait for this loan disbursements, let's not lose sight of the bigger question. I'm leaving this question with you, our dear listeners. Is the Nigerian government truly ready to fund public education sustainably, or is this another paper policy? So let's continue this conversation on our social media, and just search for Qalam Radio on any of our social media and let us hear what you have to say. I repeat, the question is the Nigerian government truly ready to fund public education sustainably, or is this just another paper policy? Now, here is where we'll end it for today. A huge thank you to Mr. Muhammad Mansour Ibrahim for his thoughtful perspective, and to you, our listeners, for always staying sharp and curious, and for always tuning into Qalam Radio. It has been a wonderful one on today's Qalam News Analysis. Remember, stay smart, stay safe, and verify before you click. I am Gift Okhagbuzor, and this has been the Qalam News Analysis at noon. Until next time, do enjoy the rest of your day.